I want to call the meeting to order of the Oswego Port Authority. I'll start by introductions, and then we're going to go directly into executive session because someone has to leave, and then we will have we'll go back to our agenda after that.
Bill Scriber, Port of Oswego.
Ken Stevens.
Brian Enright.
John Carroll Smith.
Jerry Brown.
Mike Shanley.
Amy Tresetter. Could I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll do everything and then we'll be done.
Let's go.
Okay, we have a motion from Fran Enright, seconded by John Smith, to come out of executive session. Everyone was unanimous in that decision. So, motion 10-0-1801 to approve the minutes of 9/10/2018. It's Exhibit A.
So moved.
Do I have a second? All in favor, are there any amendments, corrections, changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Administrative operational report, which is Exhibit B, and that would be you, Bill.
Okay, just go over some topics very briefly. I will have for you a motion to allow me to do a H2O highway grant. This is the U.S. Department of Maritime. We in Lake Ontario do not have a route. What it is basically a designation of a route into the port through the whole maritime system. We do not have that designation. By not having that designation, what happens is we aren't eligible for certain grant monies that we could be eligible for. So what I will do is create an application, it's actually a grant submission, to be added to that program. It's beneficial because for the H2O Highway Conference, we'll be part of the whole system, and we're part of the system, but we aren't designated as an official grant receiving route. So that's what I'm asking for tonight. 2, I've been contacted by Apex Clean Energy. I gave it over to Mike, your council, and I need to discuss putting together an agreement with them to guarantee in 2020 that the Glue Island Windmill project is out of the Port of Oswego. They want to, for planning purposes, tack us down as their site that will be used for not only construction but ongoing maintenance. So they're willing to do a long-term agreement now to ensure they have our commitment in 2020 when the project starts. This is not a commitment to a contractor. There's many contractors out there. They have not, we've given quotes and bids to all of them. The contractor that will be building it will be chosen in 2019, and then they just want a commitment for their their area that will be their offshoot to go do this.
Like a
So-
staging area?
Excuse me?
Like a staging
It is
area?
yes, they want a staging area. And we, obviously, I've had a number of conversations with them and visits. They like what we're doing here, and they want to use us as a staging area. Actually, we have the land for a staging area. Next, just some good news. Our insurance broker, which now is Fitzgibbons Agency, I had a meeting with him last week. We will be coming in on a little over $12,000 less than our insurance last year with him, possibly even a little bit more. But that's our first blush. So local saved us money, and it was a good choice by the governance committee and the board to move with him.
Yeah.
Army Corps, I've moved ahead on that already, as I reported to you last month. I had a meeting last week with one of the Army Corps' chief engineers on this. It very well may be that we will be put into a maintenance dredging early in 2020, which will give us the additional depth.
In 2020?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We do
I
it.
thought we were talking about it even as possible as next year.
It could be, but I don't want to guarantee it. But we are scheduled for 2020 for dredging again.
Right. Well,
2019 could be something we're pushing for, but this is Army Corps, it takes a while. They have been very helpful with me. They looked at our issues, they understand that, they're discussing it, they think they can achieve the ends of harbor deepening in that one area through dredging. But they have to go back with the soundings and the maps and really have a good review of that. I'm in communications with him now, his name is Philip, and he is leading the project. So as he moves along, I'll keep you guys abreast. Next,
Can I just ask one question on that? I thought of it this week. If we dredge that out, approximately how much do you think will be dredged? The amount, feet?
typically they'll go 2 feet deeper.
Okay,
We'll be at 28, 29 feet.
will that affect at all the stability and the structural integrity of the dock as it stands now? Or do we
No.
have the cribbing and things going deep enough into the ground?
This was, as we have the original plans as built for this dock, actually they drove the sheet pile to recusal into hard
Okay.
rock and pinned it with dead men. So actually, the silt out there is not gonna be a factor at all.
Okay.
Next is the
Thank
master
you.
plan. We have a number of plans on our board. Board in the sense of things we've planned all over the place. As we move further with Brown and Weintraub, they suggested a master plan, correct, Fran?
Yep.
We have that now in construction. It's easier than what we had thought because we have had so many plans and we've submitted grants. They're just combining it all together, giving a visual. We already have budget numbers there. We are adding a couple new items. The Oswego Marina is getting added as an expansion site for us, like a racking system down there. There are gonna be visualizations or taking measurements and some possibilities over on the west side with our property there. They're gonna visualize what can happen. And that's gonna be very important because as we were told when we went to Albany, this is easier to provide a visual for people so they can see what our expansions are.
We talked about Welcome Center, we talked about the whole Erie Canal system, the whole appearance coming into this lake about, you know, what, this whole thing, and they were like,
Really nice.
basically said, I've never heard anything quite like this. And they said, this is incredible, but then they go, and they said, and I said, this is, you cut us the money, we'll be self-sustaining after that. And they go, well, but we love that, that's exactly what people are looking for, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be, it looks very promising right now.
Because as our impact statement was released last week, and you probably read it in several papers, and I'm sure we'll read it in some others in the future. What we are providing for is dramatic increase in the number of jobs we'll employ and how much revenue we'll bring in the area. This master plan at the end of the day will place Oswego like a Hamilton or a Prescott across the side. As the only
Very
Lake
nice.
Ontario, New York State port. I mean, everyone keeps, we have Albany, which is a river, that's fine. We have Port of New York, New Jersey, which is an animal all to itself, but you only have us on Lake Ontario.
You know,
And this will create, I guess, I can use the jewel in the state crown, the Empire State on Lake Ontario.
I
Will
call
be
it the flagship,
Flagship.
that's what that was.
There you go.
Yeah,
Joel, flag,
Yeah.
it's positive.
Yeah. But, yeah, you know, that was the whole idea of this, and Bill, you get your crane.
Yes, I want a crane. My father and mother never let me have one of those little crane toys when I was small, so I want one now, nice big one I can play with, okay? And then the meeting at Brian Weintraub, I think it went very, very well. We got progress, correct? And I have another meeting set with the governor's office on the 15th now. So I'll be going up there to discuss them, and I will probably have the master plan done by then. So there'll be some visualizations to provide them on what we'd like to do. And of course, we're gonna have a planning and development committee, Jerry's committee here relatively soon, discuss several things. One of those is a master plan, whatever. So we got a couple weeks before all this happens. But we're moving really quick and fast ahead. That's, I guess, a good thing.
Yes. All right, thanks, Bill. Motion 10-0-01-1802 to accept the primary financial reports, Exhibit C1.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
Didn't see anything controversial.
I don't see anything that comes to mind
No.
questioning.
Okay, anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
I just want to point out one thing, my main man.
Sure.
Our income statement, we're up 1.4% this year over last year, is the point, okay? And you'll say, well, that's not a lot. Well, that is a lot when you compare last year, you sold the price chopper, that revenue went into this. We have not sold anything this year. This is pure revenue increase over last year.
Right.
Yeah.
We are now stopped going this way, we're now moving back up again, slowly. The ship is turning slowly.
Good.
And I use that as a pun, the ship. It's your port, so I gotta say ship, so.
Thank you. Motion 10-01-1803 to accept subsidiary financial reports, Exhibit C2. Have a motion
So moved.
and a second?
Second,
Any questions about that report?
this Excellus health plan, I'm just looking at the amount, 14,587. Does that cover only 1 month?
Well, it's a quarterly payment.
Quarterly, okay. That's good. And Glider Oil Company, I'm assuming probably we've got turnaround income from all of that.
It comes in, and we sell it at a markup, and it goes up. And right now, we're at only 200 gallons left in the tank of diesel. We've ordered new diesel and 1 tank of gas, for only 200 gallons. We're now starting to step down for the season, but diesel and gas, we don't want to step down too quickly, because as they come through the canal, even though the canal's moving, they're coming out of the canal, and we're topping off, exactly.
Do our accountants do a special little sidebar as far as the marina is concerned?
If we ask for it, yes, but when we do our annual audit, they'll pick several areas to review, and they do have one in the marina.
I would like to see that, okay?
We-
Something that actually we can use as a baseline, because if we do what we want to do, we're actually going to be increasing marina business.
Well, we do have marina revenues segregated out in our system.
Okay.
So in our corporate system, it does segregate out.
Would you have them put it together as a separate?
Report,
Yes.
I can ask the auditors to give a separate report on marina
Without
operations,
$1 million bill.
if you remind me before the end of the year.
Okay. Is that okay with the rest of us?
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
Okay.
good to see that. We did,
Like I said, that way we can use it as a
Baseline.
baseline.
well, we got the new gym pole up, and we've already stepped a couple of masts with it, and we probably already paid for it.
Good.
By now, it's paid for. And we're on the other end of it and collecting those $500 and $600 bills now with people are heading up there. So that is already is proven of getting some revenue in there.
And you know some places getting de-wooded, all the wood is going away,
Yeah,
and we're slowly building out that area for a storage unit.
yeah, and we're looking at, I have them on the hunt for a racking system, trying to find, just to get some numbers for a used racking system we can put in there, so, you know, it's in motion.
I wonder if the government ever has any, like near Quantico or someplace like that where they.
I think this primarily isn't used in governmental, this is more
Commercial.
commercial.
But there's a bunch of them out
I
there.
mean, as you know, we got a large forklift a couple of years ago on surplus federal property that we got from Fort Drum that's gonna be transferred from the port over to the marina that will be used to rack the boats, so. I mean, it's actually a very large Heister heavy-duty forklift, so.
Okay. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I had one question on the accounts receivable,
All right,
okay? Looking at all the ones that are in collection, it looks to me like private owners of boats. And I
Yep.
just wondered what kind of luck we're having there.
Slow but sure, we're eventually gonna have to get rid of those boats.
Oh, the other, yeah, the ones that are over, yeah, we're trying to clear them out now as we speak.
We're trying, we have to go through the process, you know, would I like to bring over one of the big forklifts and just get rid of them? Yes, but, you know, we have to give them, but I will say this, is our new contracts aren't gonna allow them to do that.
Okay,
We have required them to give us the registration, the insurance, and if they don't move them by a date certain, then basically we have the ability to take them.
okay.
We're going to terminate, when I sit down with Debbie, again, as time permits, this month, we're going to go through them again, find out who is the most delinquent ones, and then I'll talk to Mike about creating a letter of termination. Terminate their right to have space at the port. I think legally, I don't know, Mike, that may be the best thing. Still trying to collect back, just be terminated.
Oh,
They're no longer allowed.
Can we put a lien on them and then just, you know, or not?
We could, but you know, we got rid of, when this law came up about 4 years ago, I got rid of like 5 boats. But the process of getting them registered in our name, if you remember, Mike, was expensive.
No,
And
no,
I
time
see,
was.
I see what you're saying.
So,
we don't wanna spend a lot.
Yeah, I don't blame
I'd
you.
rather just terminate their rights, I mean, they're technically trespassing on us right now.
Yep.
And just terminate it, okay? You have 30 days to get rid of your thing, if not, we're going to move it. And where we move it, I don't really care. A dumpster, I don't care.
You don't have, we what, got a couple of them?
We get about 4.
Oh,
that
are there
yeah,
4?
Yeah, we've gotten rid of, they used to be like,
Nobody wants.
Mike, they used to be like 10 or 12.
Oh, yeah.
We've made progress,
Yeah.
but I think the diehard holdouts, that's to terminate their right to be at the port, then just give them 30 days to move it, they don't move it,
Do we know who owns them?
of record, yes, but we don't know if they're still living here.
I'm sure they're not.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman.
And just to put it under the 31 to 60 days, we didn't have time to update these, but all the big ones have been paid. That Dean Williams has been paid, and that Northern American Salt's been paid. So our 31 to 60 is not 100% zero, but awful close to it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That goes down to chairperson's report, and I have no report. Everything I needed to talk about was covered in executive session.
Okay.
So we will move on to committee reports. Executive committee, there is no report. Audit and finance committee, there will be no report for that tonight. Governance committee, John?
No report.
Planning and development committee, Jerry?
No report.
No report. Any old business? New business, we have a motion 10-01-1804 to authorize the acting executive director to submit on the Port of Oswego's behalf a grant application to the Office of Marine Highways and Passenger Service for the Marine Highway Project Submission Green Shipping Lines Atlantic and Short Sea Feeder Service Grant. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And we have motion 10-01-18
I
coming
have
out
one
of,
question before we adjourn.
Can we-
We got another
is it-
motion.
we have another motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just right here.
Oh, yeah. My
To
mistake.
adopt, can I read that?
Okay.
Oh, I've got one.
This is 18.
1801-18. Right.
1806. This is 1807.
Yes. 18, oh,
07. We just did 1806, so this would be 1807. Correct?
you did 1804.
4 was, that's one we just did was.
Right. So this is gonna be 5.
5.
1805.
Oh, yeah, we were close.
Yes. To adopt the EEO statement and non-harassment policy. have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Fran? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ken, you wanted,
Well, I just noticed that we're not carrying any longer on the particular bill of events that happened during the meeting, the motion to go into executive session. It wasn't on last month's, and it isn't on this month.
It's only on if something's requested beforehand. Other
If
than
we come out
that,
of the
it's added on
town
right of
session
it.
and vote on something.
A public body always has under the open meetings law the right to go into an executive session during a normal meeting.
So it doesn't have to be
It
notated?
doesn't have to be notated, you have a right. at any
Unless
time.
there's something known ahead of time that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
My mistake, totally.
anyone else?
Stupid country boy.
No, it's good you asked the question, because, you know,
We all know. Yeah, it has to be 07, because we did go into executive, came on. So it's 07,
07.
yeah. Because we're ahead of ourselves.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
That one's always-
Stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Always-